Hi everyone. Want to show a quick simulation example using one of my favorite games, Yahtzee. So a game of Yahtzee consists of 13 rounds, and the probability of rolling a Yahtzee in a round is 4.6%. Mr. Abissi wants to perform a simulation to see the likelihood that he will roll at least one Yahtzee per game in a series of 5 games. Okay, now in order to successfully do the simulation, I need to go through multiple steps. First, I need to state the problem. The problem here is the likelihood that Mr. Abissi will roll one or more Yahtzees in a game of 13 rounds. Next, I need to state my assumptions. The theoretical probability is that a Yahtzee can be rolled with 4.6% probability. There is a 4.6% chance that Mr. Abissi will roll a Yahtzee. In one round. Next, I need to explain my process for one repetition. Since this probability is 4.6, in my random number generators generally do not do decimal places. What would make sense is if I go between essentially like a 000 and 999. That would be, if we get a 999, that covers between 0 and 100%. And in order to do this, a random number generator will have to generate, if we're doing 13 rounds and 5 games, that would be 65 random numbers. Actually, this isn't really one repetition, but random number generator will generate 65 numbers, each between 0 and 999. Any value between 000 to 046. That would be 4.6% of the 1,000. That would count as a success. Any value between 47 to 999 would not count as a success. So next, and I'm just going to bold these really quick so they're a little bit easier for you guys to read. But my next step is carrying out the simulation. In order to do this, I will need a random number generator. I happen to find one online. I know you can't see it quite the same way that I have it, but I'm going to set this up with a minimum and maximum number and run it 65 times. There it is. And I'm just going to copy and paste all of this raw data into my document. Make sure that you are submitting the raw data, otherwise you really have nothing to back up your setup. Okay, now organizing this will take me just a second, so I am going to pause my video. Okay, I am back, and here are the results of my simulation. You can see in game 1, none of my values are between 0 and 46, so there were no successes in that game. Same with games 2, 3, and 4. Game 5, I happened to get a little bit lucky and end up with 2 Yahtzees. So, in conclusion, the results of my data The data shows a 1 in 5 probability that Mr. Avicii will roll at least one Yahtzee in a game. There you go. There is one quick simulation. I know this does not cover questions 2 or 3 where you start comparing the data, but this part will be exceptionally important for the AP test. Usually what you'll end up getting, instead of using a random number generator, you'll get a list of random values, and you'll have to essentially do the exact same thing I did here, only with the random number table instead of a number generator. Also, please know if you get a random table with like 4 or 5 values in it, you don't have to use all 4 or 5. You could just use the last 2, or you could just break it into whatever you would like. But I hope that is helpful. Please feel free to contact me if you have any questions.